Assalamu alaikum, dear scholars. Yesterday we began the poem Miracles by Walt Whitman. And I told you that this poem seems uh, a sort of response by the Whitman to all those questions that was being asked by the philosophers or the intellectuals, about the world, about the miracles, as maybe about the coming of Jesus Christ for the Christians, or about coming the, you know, that the prophet of the Jews. Okay, all these miracles, all the miracle of, you know, uh, you know, waking the dead from their death. And I also told you that miracle is a kind of an act or a happening, that doesn't follow the customs of the nature or the laws of the nature. Rather, it is believed that everything is happening because God wishes it to happen. So let's directly begin with the poem. And I also told you that this poem, I mean the miracle, presents to us altogether a different point of view of miracles. He draws, I mean, Whitman draws his miracles from everyday life. For Whitman, everyday life, whether you breathe in or breathe out, whether you walk, whether you smell, whether you see, whether there are trees, walking up animals, whatever, the fluttering of flowers, every other thing, every common thing for Whitman is a miracle. The people and the still life are full of miracles. For Whitman, the people and the city are full of miracles. Nature itself is an emblem of miracles. He says nature itself is an emblem of miracles. Whatever there is in the nature is totally a miracle. The creation of the activities of honeybees, animals, fish, waves, rocks, the sun, and the moon are all miracles. So, all these things, all these animals, birds, are the creatures of the nature or miracles. Now let's directly come to the poem actually and try to understand what actually Whitman is trying to say. Why? Who makes such? Why? Who makes much of a miracle? As to me, I know of nothing else but miracles. Whether I walk the streets of Manhattan or dart my sight over the roofs of house toward the sky, or wade with naked feet along the beach just in the edge of the water, or stand under trees in the woods, or talk by day with anyone I love, or look at strangers opposed me riding in the car, or watch honeybees busy around the hive on a summer afternoon, or animals feeding in the fields, or the wonderfulness of the sundown, or the stars of shining so quiet and bright, or the exquisite, delicate, thin curve of new moon in the spring. These, with the rest, one and all are to me miracles. The whole are referring, yet each distinct in its place. To me, every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. Every cubic inch of space is a miracle. Every square yard of the surface of the earth is separate with the same. Every foot of the interior swarms with the same. To me, the sea is a continual miracle. The fish that swim, the rocks, the motion of the waves, the ships with man in them. What stranger miracles are there? No? So, every thing that whatever comes to the mind of the Whitman, he assumes is to be the miracle, and rather not assumes, he believes it to be miracle. Now why, who makes much of a miracle? As to me, I know nothing else but miracles. Whereas many people, the Whitman is trying to say that whereas many people may have claimed to have seen some particular great miracle, and others may refuse to believe it, Whitman claims that he has never known anything other than miracles. And he continues, whether I walk the streets of Manhattan or dart my sight over the roofs of the houses toward the sky, or wade with naked feet along the beach just in the edge of the water, or stand under the trees in the woods, or talk by day with anyone I love. Now, this second stanza, these lines speak. The Whitman mentions here the name Manhattan. Manhattan is actually a city in USA, right? Fine. In these lines, Whitman reveals that he finds miracles in the streets of Manhattan and the roofs of the houses. He also finds it amazing, what men have had the intelligence to build. He reveals that he sees the sky and the beach as miracles. He also believes that his ability to enjoy them, is itself a miracle. And he also claims that his ability to feel love for another person is itself a miracle, or is also a miracle. He also believes that what mankind has created, nature and human emotion, are all miracles. Then further, or sit at the table, or talk by the day with anyone I love, or sit at the table at dinner with the rest, or look at strangers opposite me riding the car, or watch honeybees busy around the hive on a summer afternoon, or animals feeding in the fields, or the wonderfulness of the sundown, or the stars shining so quiet and bright. Now, he continues his miracles, his belief on the miracles, and he describes the miracle of humanity. Now, in this stanza, he speaks of the humanity. He writes about, having dinner with his mother and looking at strangers and, observing honeybees and animals and birds. Look at different things he mentions again and again. Animals and birds, then at this point, it becomes evident, clear that Whitman mentions three particular parts of nature in each section of the poem. Humans, animals, and nature. And when he mentions his mother, who again alludes, he again relates to the miracle of human emotion. Now, mother, he compares mother with the emotion. He alludes, whenever he mentions the mother, he alludes to this certain kind of emotion. The human emotion, you must remember. And is his ability to love another human being. Now, every man has an ability to love, to be kind, to be genuine to the people, to other people. So all these are human emotions and abilities. And whether he mentions and when he mentions insects, insects, particularly honeybees, especially, he alludes to that which is the very sustenance of the life. Now, you know the struggle of the honeybees, the life of the honeybees, and you might remember, you might have heard or seen the struggle and the battle of the honeybees while creating the honey. Now, he alludes to that which is the very sustenance of life and which he finds miraculous, and the life The battle, the struggle of honeybees is itself a miracle for Whitman. The human emotion is itself a miracle. The love of the mother and your ability to love another human being, you're falling in love, you're liking for a certain person. These things are miracles for Whitman. And everything that is alive, I mean, everything that is alive and breathing is a miracle to him. And the beauty and the majesty. Now, this beautiful line, watch honeybees, bees around the live in the summer afternoon. And whatever is alive and breathing is a miracle for Whitman. And the beauty and the majesty of the stars. Now, the wonderfulness of the sundown means when sun sets or the stars shining so quiet and bright. Now, this beautiful scene is a miracle to Whitman. The majesty of the stars, the shining in the heavens is yet another miraculous mystery for Whitman. I think it's enough for today. We'll continue with the same poem tomorrow. Till then, goodbye.